and good morning. This is going to be a shorter stream, but an educational stream. And then when Foodie uploads, we're going to go live again later. I need to go shopping with my sister this morning. I'm already done Christmas shopping, but she waited till the last minute. So I get to go with her. I get to go with her. So, anyways, Salah put up a reaction, like, how he's trying to be a reaction channel now to garlic bread. And I actually didn't mind this video at all. Um, I thought it was kind of funny, like a bum calling out another bum, a loser calling out another loser. But hey, you, hello, hello. Feel free to add your comments in. Hi, Ozzy. Hello, everybody. Hey, Ordinary Bunch, good to see you. So, we're going to go through Salah's reaction. And if you guys have any questions for me at the end, we can do that. And then, like I said, we'll come back. We'll come back later when Foodie uploads. Hey, Catherine. Hello, Satan. Hey, Tracy. Good to see you. Happy holidays. I hope you're having an amazing time. Hello. Let's see, Caroline. I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello, Danny. Round two of horribly boring Salah. I didn't find this video boring. I don't, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Hey, Kara. Hello, Pam. Hello, Steffi. Salah has a decision to make. What's that? How he's gonna dress his eyebrow? I don't know. What's his decision? Hey, Steffi. Oh, Satan has a video incoming. I'm so excited. If you guys didn't know, a little birdie told me that Satan is going to be reacting to like the men in this community. And I heard it's going to be really good. I heard it's going to be really, really good. So if you should so feel inclined to subscribe, if anybody can drop the link. Okay. So where do we start? For those who don't know, Gorlick Bread played a bunch of women in this community. He did. He is a horrible person, and right now he's getting really good views and a lot of comments because Yaba was so nice to shout him out when she got mad at Hugh Mad Bro. So that happened. But I think people forget what he's done and don't know the extent, or they think it's all lies. No, this guy's a monster. This guy's a monster. And the obsession, I will tell you, and the in the short, miserable time I was dealing with him, he was obsessed with Amberlyn Reed, Foodie Beauty, and Life by Jen. That's all he talked about. He would send me throughout the day pictures of Foodie Beauty's OnlyFans pics. He called Amberlyn Reed his baby girl, his baby girl. And he had me set alarms on my phone to let him know when she uploaded or to check, etc., so he could make a video about her, like as soon as it dropped, literally as soon as it dropped. He messaged me. First he asked me to play, what was it? Go miniature golfing on an Oculus, which I thought was like the dorkiest thing in the world. And I kind of didn't want to talk to him after that, but like he stayed in my DMs and eventually I just like was like, okay, maybe I should write back. Like, and I did, and I regret that. I should have never responded. Um, he was quick to brag about his big channel, and he actually told me he wanted to be my YouTube manager. And he likes to take credit for my channel. He said, I even helped her. No, he told me about Fiverr. That's it. When I was like first starting to play around with merch, until I figured out how to do it by myself, he was like, oh, there's Fiverr and you could pay someone to create merch for you. He never helped me with my channel. After a little bit of talking, he told me he had started a channel called Gorlick Bread and that he wanted to react to the girls, but he didn't know how he would be received being a male in this community. So he would like pick my brain on stuff with Foodie Beauty and Amberlyn Reed and stuff like that. And then he would put videos out. Eventually, it got to the point like where he would ask me questions or what I was going to say in my video. And then he would be sure to take everything from me. And his video would be my thoughts exactly, a thumbnail I had sent him. And then I eventually realized you can't send him anything or even give him access to your accounts because he used it. Not that he had access to my accounts, but like you shouldn't even how do I explain this? Like anything on Twitter that said, you know how I retweet things? Like he goes to Twitter to get people's ideas and uses them all in his video as if like he said a lot of them. So, anyways, he was a whole D-bag. What else? I eventually found out what he told me. He said he was talking to Mary McCabe, Barbecue Chicken. He was also talking to Kaya Simons. So can you believe, like you can imagine my disbelief, right? When like he made this goodbye to Kaya Simons video. He told me they were talking. I don't know. I don't know. He seemed smart until he wasn't. The thing with GB is he likes to use a lot of words. So his thing when he would get mad at me for any random thing, he always used to get mad at me. It was a thing with him. It was a thing, and not talk to me for 3 days or a week. But he uses a lot of big words and says so much and so little at the same time that, like, by the end of a video or even dealing with him, you just think he's in the right because, like, he used all the fancy words. I do not want to talk about Kaya Simonson. You don't have to. I just thought I would include the people that he told me he was talking to. So yeah, I don't know. It's not like I want to make her my content. I'm really not interested in her. I don't like her. I don't have anything positive to say. Hugh said, Dot, meet me in the limping leprechaun in the ring. Anyway, so this guy was quite messy. I remember the first time he told me he loved me was like not that long after asking me to go play on an Oculus, and I hung up the phone on him. So that was like a running joke in our little relationship on how the first time he told me he loved me, he's going to have to deal with that I hung up on him. And it was just really stupid. Um, he lies about a lot of what he tells people that he does. I found out what he actually does, and he's not some hero race car driver that's done this, this, and that. He's actually just screwed a lot of people over, and he had friends that did big things, but he ended up losing all them too. What else? Oh, we're just gonna have to watch the reaction, and as things come to me, I'll let you know. Basically, he played a bunch of people, ended up getting caught. He privated his channel like a big baby and made his apology video to me and deleted it. So it's like it never happened. Like he never apologized to me, yada, yada, yada. He took a break and then came back and couldn't keep his mouth shut and started talking shit about like me and Jessica Messica in the comments, saying that we were only with him for his money. What money, GB? Like, what money? You sit all day on Orioles auctions buying shoes of other people. Like, what money? You have to keep up with your mom. You used to complain about your mom and all her expensive habits and how you had to pay the way. You also said that you paid for your dad's house and he would take all your money and drink it away. So, like, what money? And I don't care dragging him anymore because after he got caught and I finally realized the BS he was doing, he started contacting my family, all kinds of stuff. So, like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. Also, when he got caught, I had finally reached this place where, like, I found out everything. I found out everything. So, like, I really didn't want to talk to him again. And I got to this place shortly after it all exploded where I was fine. And then he started calling me from fake numbers. Then he started calling me. And I remember the first time I picked up a call, I remember if it was like similar because he gets numbers from like different states and different areas. So I can't remember if the number had looked like a number that was close to me, but there was a reason I specifically answered this phone call. Anyways, I go, "Hello," and he says, "Jen." And then I was about to hang up and he's like, "Don't hang up. I have a gun to my head." So trigger warning, you guys. And he would do that multiple times a day. And I'd be like, "What do you want me to do about it? Like, don't do anything stupid. Don't hurt yourself, but, like, you're caught, like, I don't know, go get help." I even told him, I was like, "Do you need me to call the police to your house? Like, if you're truly not wanting to be here anymore," I said, "Do you want me to call the police to your house?" He's like, "No, I have too many guns here, da, 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 da." Um, and so then I kinda realized, like, if he was truly in need and had a gun to his head, like, you think somebody would want the police to come, right, and, like, take you to safety and, like, okay, you're truly at that point. But no, it was just a game he played. And, anytime somebody would cover him again, like another reaction channel, the same thing would happen. I'd get a text or I'd get a call like, "You need to write me back. I have a gun to my head." Like, this guy's sick. This guy's absolutely sick. And I remember one of the times he had pulled that, I was like, "You need to tell me everything now. You need to tell me everything now." And he supposedly told me everything. He also told me something very similar to Natter that he was accused of. I'm gonna flat out say it right now because there's so many women thirsting after this guy since Yaba decided to thirst after him in a way, like, and again, I truly believe it's because the day before she got mad at Hugh. But which, by the way, Gorlick Bread used to try and play Hugh. She wasn't interested because she has an amazing partner. She thought they were just friends. But he would tell her things like, "Oh, Jessica's live, but I'd much rather talk to you. Oh, I see I'm supposed to be talking to Jessica, but I'd much rather talk to you." I've seen these texts. Like, he played so many women, so many women. Here's another thing he used to do, and this is kind of people are like, "Why did you talk to him for so long?" Like, he used to take these supplements that he would try to sell to his audience. And I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they contain something in them that's highly addictive. And he had a measuring scale, and every single night would measure out his addictive substance and then freak out, telling me, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." So I thought this was an addict also helping another addict. Meanwhile, I realized this guy doesn't want help. This guy doesn't want help. So Gorlick's name is weak. Gorlick's name is liar, loser, bum, I don't know what else to say. He tried to tell me before he was a race car driver, but, he got fired for drinking on a race day. And then, somebody had sent me his LinkedIn or however you say it, and race car driver wasn't on there, like, media relations was. So I think he did their social media or something. I don't think he was actually a race car driver. Hugh, it is. It is. I don't wanna say it, but Hugh said it in the chat. It's not Unicity, Zach. It's not Unicity. Um, this whole thing about Victoria's Secret, so he would call me all the time, like, complaining that he had to do this, and that for his mom, like, and I remember I told him one time he treated her like a child, and he tried to spin it to the internet as if, like, I hated his mom. Don't forget, he wanted me to buy a house with his mom because her boyfriend dumped her. Her boyfriend dumped her. So, I was in this situation. I needed to move out from the place I was staying at. It no longer served me. The roommate like, the roommate thing was not happening right anymore. I don't know how else to describe it, but I was in a situation I needed to move out from. Now, anyway, so he told me to go get an Airbnb and we would figure this out and I was going to buy a house with his mom. But he had this weird thing about his mom. Like, he would do everything for her, like weird things that, like, and it's fine to be close with your mom. Like, I'm close with my mom, but like, if my mom's fighting with my dad or it's Valentine's Day, I'm not going to buy a nightie with her, right? I'm not going, and he would do just weird things like that for his mom. Um, and it just never made sense to me. It never made sense to me. The one time when I told her he kind of treated her like a child, he got so mad at that. But he did. Like, one time his mom didn't answer like one call. And he said he drove over to her house all in a like tizzy. And she was simply talking with her neighbors. And he was like, I embarrassed her because she needs to answer my calls. Like, she's an adult. Like, you embarrassed her because she missed one call from you? Like, can you imagine being an adult just on your lawn talking to your neighbors about the weather, the game, I don't know, and somebody drives up screaming in a rampage because you missed like, you didn't answer one call? I don't know. He had a whole weird thing about that. So, Satan said GABA is weak. All I know is it's highly addictive and somebody is like, this is the thing. This is a thing too. Some of this stuff, when Yo Mama was trying to get the exclusive, I told him about the supplements that GB would like push to his subscribers over on his main channel, meanwhile, like misusing it. I told him about the thing, GB. It's so gross. When I started finding out everything, he had told me something that he was accused of, like Natter. And maybe I'm going to save the rest part of this for another time, the rest of this. But him and I would fight about Natter all the time because he was like, he's misunderstood. He's just misunderstood. Like, I know what it's like to be accused of something I didn't do. And so he would like defend him all the time. And we used to fight about that. We used to, GABA bread. That's a perfect name. He said he didn't get the tip of the iceberg that's all coming for y'all, along with the other women who are coming forward. Well, one woman specifically he told me about, that worked with him, supposedly. Nothing he has said has been, like, honest or, like, 100% the truth, so you never know what's, like, real or not. But, he had told me about her and that he was trying to, like, tell her how to raise her kids, and he would, like, cheat on her all the time and go out of town and meet people off of, what was it, Blacklist? Black Book? And him and his friends would, like, go get hotel rooms and pretend to be different celebrities to these women that were coming over, which was really wild. Anyways, he told me all about her. And like when he talks about her, there's still so much hurt. Anyway, she ended up reaching out to me. I'll say that. And like he ended up saying, finding out too, and he's like, that's not the real one. But anyways, that's a whole thing in itself. Like there's so many people that are going to come forward. And everybody like thirsting in the comment section. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. Yaba for shouting this man out who suicide baited me. Yeah, we're using that word because that's what it is. You know what? I went through a hard time, and he shared that photo for the world to see and made it sound a certain way. But what he's not telling you is when he got caught, and everybody started covering him, he was calling me pretending he had a gun to his head. Yeah, so he's sick. He's absolutely sick. Was she a AAA driver? I don't know. Time to report Salah's channel. For what right now? I am not mad at this reaction. Did he do something else? Let me look. This is probably the one video where I'm like not that mad of sitting through Salah's. You like, yeah, but you know, I had heard nothing but good things about her before, so I'm a little shocked at the way things are coming out and how people are being treated. I think it's just a problem in our community. Anyways, there's like 2 specific channels where if you don't get in line and like who they like and talk to who they want to talk to and do what they tell you to, then you're banned from the community. It's wild to me. YouTube is a huge platform, and there's multiple different creators, and this goes for the 2 main people that I'm thinking of specifically. Nobody should have to second guess, is it okay with so-and-so and so-and-so if I go check out this chat? Oh no, I better not have my gifts on. What if I get gifted a membership and they're going to see that I'm in this chat? Like nobody should have to think that way. Like this isn't a cult. Like maybe it is for the certain people that other people are following, but like I will never understand that. I will never understand it. I give my audience the respect. If I see somebody in my chat who's in Bali's chat or whoever's chat, Yo Mama's, whatever, Messica's, like I flat out will just ask them, like, what's the deal? Like, if you're one of the people who just float around, like, that's cool. Like, I get that. But I just ask. It's not okay to see somebody somewhere and just see that they put like LOL and then ban them for life. So, you know, it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. Hey, Debbie. It's a waste of energy to please people on whose chat they go on. It's just weird to me. So receipts will be coming. There's a lot more to say, believe it or not. I hope GB reactivates his Twitter. I think that'll be great because I have a lot more receipts that way too. And I know there's multiple other women who do as well. So reactivate your Twitter, GB. What are you afraid of? It's a waste of energy. Oh yeah, I read that. But I go hard for Breezy and whoever's chat I can. Thank you, Anna. You're so sweet. They run chats on live stream and come at you twisted. Yeah. All right. So like I said, right now we're just going to be talking about Salah's video, and then later today at some point, if Foodie uploads anything, we'll come live again. I just have to run a few errands with my sister. So can you guys see what I see? I think so. From what I remember at the beginning, he tries to do ASMR and it's kind of cringy.
Before we start the video, for everyone who thinks it's scripted, thank you so much for the encouragement that you think someone native wrote it to me. So this gives me the confidence about my second language, which is English, is getting better and better. Alright, hang on, let's get started.
Can we never do that again, please?
What's going on, guys? Welcome, guys, to another video with another moron shit actor here. The one when I hear his voice, I always get diarrhea. The one who always targeting and bullying the woman online day over day. The one who doesn't have an ounce of man.
I mean, he makes my stomach upset too, but are you sure it's not the unicity, Salah? It might be the unicity giving you diarrhea.
Manhood and dignity. The one who dreamed to work in Victoria's Secret in order to get more discount to buy stuff for his mom. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who afraid to show his face on camera when he do his reaction. The one who The grown ass with 41 years old boy who afraid from his mother that might reveal what he is doing on YouTube and how he harasses women. The pathetic one who
So that part right there, his mom doesn't know he does YouTube. His dad does. His dad watches all the reactions on him on his Ryan Moody channel, about his GB channel. There was an account floating around that people thought it was him. It was like Peace and Love Hipster. I don't know. It was some name like that. I can't remember exactly. But if I see it again, I will let you guys know. And his dad found out about what he was doing because he watched a Zachary Michael video. I remember Ryan actually called me and said that pink haired F word. I'm going to ruin his life. He doesn't live far from me. I'm going to end him. He called him a pink haired F word because I think Zachary Michael's hair was pink at the time that he covered it. So his dad was like, "What the hell did you get yourself into this time?" Which, by the way, he hates his dad. He hates his dad. He would talk about how his dad has ruined every event, every event he's taken him to. So, yeah, just to let you know, he doesn't talk too well about his family either. His mom can't know that he does YouTube because he said that she can't take seeing anything bad about her baby boy. In fact, I had this sponsorship with Dossier, this perfume company, and I was kind of telling I'm like, I don't want to lie to your mom. Like, she's going to see me doing videos. Like, I don't want to lie to her and say I don't do YouTube. Like, what's the big deal? He's like, no, you have to tell her that you sell perfume, that you sell perfume. So he wanted me to tell his mom that I sold perfume, but she can't know. And anyways, I guess when all this stuff like came out, people were contacting his mom or trying to like get talk to her on Facebook. So he told his mom they were stalkers from when he did, I believe it was either his podcast with Jimmy Smith. Is that the guy's name? I don't know, or it was something from back in his race car days. So his mom doesn't know. He said too, like he goes to this extent to protect his mom from his self. He said like when ex-girlfriends have called his mom to be like, "Hey, Ryan cheated on me," he would blame it on them and like turn it around so it was their fault. So his mom doesn't think he does like anything bad at all. His dad, however, knows.
who dreams to be something important one day, but he will remain a scumbag loser. I think most of you know him, guys. Yeah, he's the Victoria's Secret boy, and he's called Ryan Moody, aka Garlic Bread. So basically, guys, in this video, gonna be only as introduction of how vile and pathetic he is, and what he did to other women online with bullying and harassing
Mika,
her. I will leave you guys with this old
Mika, thank you so much for the bits. Hold on, let me pull up. Oh, I'm not on my looking at my Twitch right now. Hold on, I'm going to try and pull it up. I really want to see them. They always are so cute. Mika, okay. Oh my gosh, thank you. And I love the flag. I love it. Rainbow Pride biddies, the best biddies ever. Thank you so much. Freya said, I will never understand these weird boy moms. I am a mom who has a son. I am not a boy mom. That's well said.
old clip from your mama stream which is exposed him about what he did exactly. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and enjoy watching.
It's wild, man. The Ryan Moody that we all know in the Madden community turns out to be a extreme stalker. And this is his ex-fiance right here, just breezing. Put out a restraining order on him. She wants him.
I didn't put out a restraining order on him. And I actually, at this point, your mama was going to have me come on and like share everything. So I actually not text because I don't have your mama's number and I don't want it. Ew. I actually DM'd him when I was at the police station, letting him know what was going on. So Ryan Moody was calling me nonstop, pretending to have a gun to his head. Sometimes I swear I could hear a clicking noise, like he added the extra dramatic effect. I was a freaking mess. Then he was contacting my sister to try to get me to not speak on him. And he's unhinged. He didn't want the police coming when he was telling me he wanted to unalive himself because he said he had too many guns in the house. So I went down and I made a report. I knew no charges were going to be dropped. Oh, let me tell you too. Before I made this report, this guy's a freaking nut job, was trying to send me a, uh, not a do not disturb. What the hell is it called? I can't think of what it's called. I can't think of what it's called, but he was trying to shut me up. He was trying to send me something. He actually put it on his community post, trying to get me to not be able to say anything. What the freak are those letters called? I keep wanting to say DND, but it's not that, right? Anyways, he had posted on his community post. Meanwhile, he's harassing my sister, trying to get me to shut up. I know he has a ton of guns in his house. So I made a report. This guy called me this amount of times stating that he had a gun to his head. This guy shared my daughter's name on his channel because he's mad at me. This guy is harassing my sister, like sending her text upon text upon text and calling her. I know nothing can probably be done, but I want people to know, just in case anything weird happens, this is what's going on. So there was no restraining order. There was, I'm making a report because this guy's unhinged and I'm protecting my family.
To him to stay away. She's afraid. She's scared. Okay. So she came to me
Cease and
and she
desist.
said, "Yo, mama, I'm coming on your show."
Cease and desist. He was posting them in his community post, trying to say he was going to send them to me and wanted me to sign it. Now, I'm no lawyer, I'm no professional, as you guys know, but in my experience from watching way too many like drama videos and reactions and like in my experience, people send those when somebody else knows something and they don't want you to say what you know. In every single case, think of how many times 8 passengers tried to shut up Sloan. 8 passengers who was doing the worst to their kids sent so many cease and desist to Sloan to try to shut him up because he was going to expose what he knew on them. Same thing with like those Real Housewives people sending those letters. Like it's just always when somebody knows something and you're afraid of the truth coming out, you send it.
This man is outlandish. He's crazy. He's got a lot of things. She's got a secret she wants to bust out on him that's going to be huge and it's going to break the internet. Now, these are a few pictures that Ryan Moody sent to his fiance. Just breezing. This is my man Ryan Moody right here. Now he
I don't even believe he still looks like that. He sends pictures of himself from years ago. And then you find out what he really looks like, and it's like, okay, he's pulling a Bali. Don't put pictures up from 10 years ago. Don't send people pictures of you from 10 years ago. Like, you know, it's weird. It's so weird.
asked to marry her 5 times and he's never met her in person. What? All he did was send her pictures of himself. And this is one of the pictures that he decided he wanted to send his fiance to be. He got his little teeny tiny shorts on, little boxers on with his like cut off shirt. That's the Ryan man right there.
And can I just point out too, all of us 855 women all got the same photos of him. He's also really worried for some reason. When this all came out, he was really worried about the pictures of his cats more so than his mom coming out because he didn't want people to be mean to Bubba and Charlotte, I think are their names. Like, why is anybody gonna pick on your cats? Like, why are you so worried about people's like? When I'm telling you, when all this stuff started coming out and he realized Jessica Messica wasn't gonna stop, that was a big thing too. Like, he's very afraid of what she knows. I don't know if she knows more than what she's saying. Anyways, that was the whole thing. He was gonna try to shut her up too. He actually told me that he called her housing, when she was in Section 8, I guess, he called the housing to let them know that she was making money on YouTube too and not reporting her income. And he told me that he was going to get her kicked out. And he said, and I was like, what about her kids though? Like, I'm not a fan of Jessica at all, but like, even I was like, well, what about her kids? Because I was under the impression they lived with her. Now I know otherwise, but I was like, what about her kids? He's like, fuck those kids. Fuck them. They can all live in a cardboard box. His words.
He's like, hey baby, I can't wait to see you in person. But that's one of the pictures he went out there and he sent to her. But it starts
Thank
off
you,
with
Angel.
the text messages here. Oh, this is the gin conversation. Remember we talked about how
I remember this. So he was more upset that all his videos at that time were basically Life by Jen. He used to talk so much shit about her. Like the stuff he said, I'll have to go back, was absolutely vile. And I think this was before I actually realized he wasn't gonna hurt himself, because I got to a point where, like, okay, my cousin, to I don't want to go into it because it's really sad, but my cousin isn't here anymore. When he wasn't here anymore, I'm trying to say this without saying it because it's still like, it's not fun for me to talk about. He didn't give anybody a warning. There was, oh no, hey, tomorrow might be different. Tomorrow might look a little different for you. There was no warning, right? People who are hurting like that typically, like, sometimes you look back and you're like, there were signs, but like they don't give you a heads up. Hey, by the way, tomorrow might look a little different for you. I might not just be, they don't give you, like, people who are very serious about it don't give you like a heads up or a warning. Just one day they're gone. Anyways, but before I had realized that he was full of absolute shit and he wasn't actually going to hurt himself, um, I was still trying to be nice to him. By the way, he was also having this breakdown because all these women were coming out. I think he was afraid of like what Kidney J, specifically barbecue chicken, would say, which was very weird. But anyways, Life by Jen had passed away. I let him know. His response is, F, I got to do that shit now. Like, his first response was to make a video. And that's not why I was telling him. And then I respond, if you do, turn off comments. Because like, I knew the second I said it, I shouldn't have, to be honest, because he was going to be like, oh, and like act so upset and hurt. But like, I had already said something. And then, so I tried to like turn it around because I knew after I had said it, like, and he responded that way, it was going to be all about him, which, by the way, the video was. If it's still out there, he literally in his video was like, and the videos I did on Life by Jen were some of the most successful videos out there. Like, he really took that moment to shout out his videos and his channel. So I said, if you do, turn off comments. Let the video be about Jen, not people's hate for you. So that's me trying to say, like, don't make this shit about you. Because, like, he had already been found out. Everybody hated him. I don't understand why he was making a video anyways. Like, it ended up just making him look really bad. That video is deleted now, too. And he said, it's already going up. Fuck my life. Like, fuck my life because you can't make content on somebody who just passed away? Seriously? If you are so successful, Mr. Former race car driver, Mr. Former boxing, MMA, grappling, Mr. Former, all this stuff you supposedly did that you didn't really do, why do you care if you can't make any more videos on Life by Jen? I mean, you yourself really stroke your own ego in most of your videos. I haven't watched in forever and forever. Last time I checked was when you came back to see how stupid you sounded, but whatever. Um, it's not about this poor woman, like her husband. What is he going to do? It's fuck my life because I can't put any more videos up. Like, he doesn't care about anything or anyone. He doesn't.
Ryan Moody killed Jen on all the bullying that he did. Well, this is a text message exchange with Just Breezing about the Jen. Life Jen has passed. Fuck! I gotta do that shit now. This is when Ryan Moody deleted the garlic bread videos. This is how disgusting this man is.
So he has these because I was supposed to go on his channel and share my story. That's how he has a lot of it. Can I give a shout out to how I changed his name in my phone to Moody Pig? Do you guys see that on the screen at the very bottom? Moody Pig. Like, that's literally, he had to stay in my phone because all of that texts that I have, I still have so many texts to go through. It's just, I don't really want to revisit it. And if I do, it's going to be when my channel's monetized. There's so much shit, you guys. There's so much bad stuff. There's so much, like, when you find out, you will look very stupid. Not you guys specifically, but just a general warning to everybody. Very stupid for supporting this guy. So Yo Mama had a lot. he told me not to share about the GABA and not to share about why Ryan has similar, or how Ryan has similar charge, or was accused. He doesn't have charges. I'll share why later, but how he's been accused of similar things of Natter. And your mama said, no, don't share those things. Why? I don't know. Why he even protected him, don't share those things. He told all of us women the same story, like the same thing. So if he's told it to me and he's told it to Hugh and he's told it to the person he used to work with, I don't know if he's told it to Jessica. If he said it more than once, there's some truth to it, right? Like, or else why would somebody flex on that? I've been accused of this before. Like, how is that a flex?
This man bullied this girl to death. And then after he found out that she died, he had to cover his fucking tracks. He had to erase all the evidence. This is the guy you guys let back in the Gorlick community, or whatever community it is. This is why I say Ryan Moody is a dangerous man.
He is.
Why Ryan Moody is a disgusting man.
He is. He wanted to hurt Zachary Michael for covering this and his daddy finding out. No, I don't trust your mama. I don't trust him at all, because even when I laid out facts for him on this, like, he still managed to get it wrong. But at this point, I wanted to tell my story and I wanted as many people to hear it as possible. Now, your mama ended up flipping on me and trying to dox like my city at the time, because nobody knew where I was or lived. I don't think my dox was out at that time. And he put on the screen, like, he tried to flip it and he's like, you called the police on Ryan Moody when this and this and this was going on in Long Beach. And like, he put Long Beach on the screen. I wasn't living in Long Beach, but I clicked out before I saw the location, because I'm like, this guy has no morals, like no morals at all. Like, this guy Ryan is calling me with a million guns in his house, saying he's going to hurt himself, harassing my sister. By the way, my sister thought he was the biggest douche in the world, because, like, who does that? Like, Ryan started all this shit. He's the one who played everybody. So imagine being sad when you're caught, and so you contact somebody's family member to be like, you need to get her to stop talking to me. Like, my sister, by the way, has enough on her plate and didn't need Ryan Moody's bullshit. Like, I'm a grown adult. Do you think my sister's gonna get me to stop talking about Ryan? Like, just like I wouldn't try to silence her if somebody did her dirty, she's not gonna try and silence me. And she actually responded to Ryan, like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, you guys are grown adults. This is between you guys. Like, I'm not even online. My sister isn't even online. Like, she doesn't watch my channel. She doesn't care about, like, online activities. She doesn't. She thinks he's a douche and that's that, like, just like my whole family does. But, like, of all things, do you think my sister, of all the things we can talk about or go do together, you think she's going to have a serious talk about me being mad at Ryan Moody? Like, come on. My sister, no, she doesn't have time to play around. Like, my sister has her hands full, her plate full with my nephews. Like, they are beyond a full-time job. So she doesn't care about this stuff. Like, she's not going to seriously drive over, I need to have a talk with you. Like, she doesn't care.
Because after he bullied this girl to death, when he found out that she died, he said, fuck, I gotta erase all the evidence. And he deleted all the videos on his channel. Because he
did. He deleted his threat to Hugh too. He threatened Hugh. Yes, he did.
Did not want to face up to what he done. This is the evidence right here. The tea has been poured. He didn't say, oh, damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Rest in peace, Jen. Oh my God. Right after he found out that she died, he didn't go, man, this is sad news. Rest in peace. No, he didn't do none of that. He said, fuck, I gotta erase all the evidence. That's what he did.
I do have to say, though, while I'm like living for this video, because I feel like more people need to know about Ryan Moody, while I'm living for this video, Salah's not talking or really adding anything in. So is this stealing content? Is this considered stealing content?
Did. Now you go to his channel. Rest in peace, Jen. I hope you're living happy, Jen. We love you, Jen. After bullying her to death. That wasn't his reaction when he first found out she died. His first reaction when he found out that Jen died was to erase all the evidence of him bullying her. All the
And not
shit.
just that, he erased it, but he was so upset he couldn't make any more content on it. That was the main thing. He wasn't sad life by Jen passed. He was sad he could no longer make content on her.
Talking he did on his channel, tagging her, atting her, talking about how poorly she was living, but he was living just as poorly, maybe even worse. When she died, Ryan Moody was like, fuck, I gotta do that shit now. If you do, just breezing, if you do, turn off comments. Let the videos be about Jen, not people hate for you. It's already going up. Fuck my life.
Thank you so much for the coffee, by the way, Ozzy. I really appreciate you. I need a coffee after this, so you made my day. Thank you so much.
This man didn't care about nobody.
Nope.
All he cares about is himself.
Yep.
He cares about himself. And that's why I said, y'all should not let off the gas to let him come back. Because that's what you guys did. You guys let off the gas. And now Ryan Moody's comfortable. He came back with the garlic bread account. He came back.
They gave him a pass, and they're turning a blind eye to the fact that none of his views or thoughts are his own. I'm telling you, when my short amount of time of thinking I was dating / engaged to this loser, he would get all his content from Twitter and not give anybody credit. He'd be a fool to deny this because I can go back and I have proof of this. There's actually several times of people that I told him, hey, like you should credit this person. Like, hey, you should say I got it from so-and-so. And I would try to teach him because, I helped him grow his channel. I shouted him out and everything else. I didn't give him his channel. He had it. He just wasn't posting to it yet. But it's just so wild to me. Anyway, so we would fight about that. And he would say, well, what did he say? They could have got that. I could have got this anywhere. Like, we can all have the same screenshot. I could have paused at the exact time in the video. I could have the same thoughts. And I would even say that when he would take my content that was supposed to go up on my channel later. I would say, everybody's going to know, like, it sounds like me talking. Like, I could have the same views. I could have the same views. It's crazy.
Back in the Madden community. He came back trying to get back at Just Breezing, stalking her. He got right back in his comfort zone because you guys let him on. Y'all let off the gas. And we go down.
Exactly, Joe. Exactly.
It's already going up. Fuck my life. And then here it is.
So just to verify my story, he sent me the thumbnail of the Zachary Michael video Zachary Michael covered on it. And I just wrote back, yep, like meaning, yep, he covered it. He covered it. And I can't remember if the call came from his dad shortly around this time, calling Zachary Michael a pink-haired F word. And he was going to ruin him because he lived close. But he made a full-on threat to Zachary Michael. He did. And I believe I included that in my report. Not that my police department can do anything, but I needed the full picture in case anything happened. This guy who admittedly has tons of guns in his house, doesn't want the police there, is saying he's going to go after Zachary Michael because he's a pink-haired F word. And his dad saw the video. So I wrote back, yep, meaning, and he was doing that a lot. I have more thumbnails of this, but like anybody who was covering the video, it was so much, like it was such a big deal. Every time somebody else would cover the video, which is eventually why I asked like for people to stop covering it, which FFG ripped me a new one over that. Well, like she totally ripped me a new one about that. But every time somebody would cover what happened, he would call me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he would say, I have a gun to my head. I'm going to do it. So every time somebody covered it, it was so much. And let me tell you why I still felt bad at this point. I didn't want him. I still don't want him. I think he is the nastiest person I have ever come across. Like, if you ask me who I think is nastier, Jessica or GB, it's GB. Um, but every time somebody covered it, it was a whole full blown, he's going to do it. He's going to end his life. It was just a lot. So eventually he keeps sending me stuff and I'm like, yep, like somebody covered it. What do you want me to do? And then he says, don't tell anyone we talked. Well, this is because he was still planning on meeting up with Christina the Latina. They hadn't met yet, and he was still very confused on how he wanted to move forward with that. He said that she lied and catfished him because she didn't want him to know what she really looked like. And he said that he understood that based on what she really looked like. Like, she doesn't look like the pictures that she stole at all. And so he could get that because she's not as attractive as the person she was pretending to be. So he kind of felt bad for her in that aspect. Yeah, Christina, he thinks you're ugly. Also, what did he say? She was going to go on Natter's panel, and he was worried about what she was going to say because she was too high. And that seemed to be a running like thing. Every time like he would call me upset about Christina the Latina, she was high and saying too much, or she was high and going to go on somebody's panel. It was wild.
With this guy who
Oh,
has a lot.
I forgot to say, the plan was they were going to meet up at a casino in Baltimore, and he was going to see what she really looked like. Now, if that happened, I don't know, because at the same time he was saying that, shortly after on his channel, he was like, yeah, we're going to have a couples channel. We like sports. And like, they've never uploaded a couples video together at all. Like, at all. From what I know, I've never seen them do a couples video or a couples vlog. So I don't know if they ever met. Like, maybe she's still too high. I don't know.
A lot of subs. The Garlic Bread Ryan Moody 21 Catfish Mystery. This one goes up. And Ryan Moody is trying to cover his tracks again with Just Breezing, saying, don't tell anyone we talked. Shh. 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 Don't tell anybody we talked. They're coming after me. They're coming. Everybody's coming now. I gotta clear out all my videos. I'm in panic mode. Because remember what I said when Ryan Moody took them 2 weeks off? I told you guys, he didn't take these 2 weeks off to disappear from the internet. He took those 2 weeks off to plot and plan to get back. And you could see it in these text messages, how he's trying to keep Just Breezing under wraps and just quiet, let it die down so I can come back. Here we go. I don't make it out of the, if I don't make it out of this, I did love you. Now here's Ryan Moody trying to play.
I have so many of those texts. If I'm not here, if this happens, I still loved you. You still loved me. You showed a picture of me of a time I didn't want to be here anymore and spun it as I was this crazy stalker. When after you were caught, I truly felt bad for you. I'm like, this guy's hooked on GABA. He has a gun to his head. Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, I have a bleeding heart, despite what the people who don't like me say. Like, I have a bleeding heart for most people. I do. I do, especially if you're suffering from addiction. I try to help as many people as I can. Like, that's just who I am. And then especially with my experience with my cousin, like, he knew what he was doing. He's sick. He's absolutely sick.
The sympathy card. He's trying to get Just Breezing to keep loving him. Because Just Breezing was sick of it. She was already done. She said, fuck. This girl came out. This girl came out. You lied about this. You got some girl named Christina the Latina. You made up accounts. Shit is getting out of control. And then he tried to play it off like, if I don't make it out of this, I did love you. Like this.
He was still telling me he loved me, and I wouldn't respond during all of this. I wouldn't respond. He would say, I love you, and I would do click. I love you. That's nice. I love you. That's what you say. Yeah.
This is a fucking novel. Like this is a movie. If I don't make it out of this, Just Breezen, just know that I did love you. Just Breezen, please don't do anything stupid. I won't tell anyone. Are you okay? I won't tell anyone. Yes, I just needed you to know. Ryan Moody's out of control. I just needed you to know. If anything ever happens to me, I always loved you. I just needed you to know. You will make it out, babe. You see this?
So, as far as, okay, somebody asked, what was the Christina the Latina? From what he told me, is she sent him clips for his main channel and from Girl World. So, not only was he stealing my content, he was just getting stuff sent to him. This guy didn't do any of his own work. So, from what he told me, she would send him clips and he just was curious to find out who she was because she lied about who she was. So, he wanted to see for himself, like, is this a real person? So, I don't know. I don't know if they ever met at the casino, if she ever stopped getting high. I don't know. I don't know and I don't care.
See this? This is manipulation right here. Ryan Moody is a manipulator. This is how he manipulates women. He plays the if I don't make it out, if I die off of on some internet shit. The internet is too hard for me. If I don't make it out, babe.
Oh, he did tell me, because like he had to tell me everything at one point to keep me on the phone. Like I wanted to know it all. What did he tell me? Oh, I asked, I was like, so she doesn't care that you've played all of us? And he's like, no, she's been with more women than me. That was his literal response. She doesn't care because she's been with more women than him.
Firefox is too much. Explorer is Google is the internet is killing me, babe. Too much internet is killing me. If I don't make it out of this, just know I loved you. The fuck is going on? And then he goes and talks about Just Breezen's friend that killed themselves. Just Breezen confided in Ryan Moody about Sam.
Sam is supposedly his ex that went through drug addiction and is no longer here anymore. And he says that in a way he feels responsible. That's all I know about her. That's all I really know. Now, people have went back and looked and say they can't even find an obituary for her. He has Reddit threads where people say he lies about this stuff. Like he's lied about having cancer. He's said that he's had kidney problems and he wasn't going to be here anymore. He's lied about so much. It's just hard to know. But yo mama, again, I laid this all out for you and you're still getting things wrong. I do not have a friend named Sam who isn't here anymore. I have a cousin who decided he couldn't fight anymore, I guess. So I laid this all out for you. Like you still get shit wrong. Still.
Sam killed himself. And Just Breezen relayed that story to Ryan Moody. So he really knows how to pull at the heartstrings. Because Ryan Moody knew this story about Just Breezen's friend who died, who killed themselves. And guess how Ryan Moody uses it? Nope. This is how Sam must have felt before her friend, a girl.
No, that's his ex that he's told me he feels responsible for. Something horrible happened. She had an addiction problem and he kicked her out. That's all I know. That's truly all I know about the situation. He's trying to use his situation to manipulate me, saying, nope, this is how Sam must have felt before she let go. That's sick. That's sick. That's him talking about his ex, where if anybody else talks about it, he freaks out. He's freaked out before. I remember him telling me, was it Yo Mama? No, somebody had talked about it or he saw a comment about it somewhere and he freaked out. He's probably going to freak out. I even covered this. Oh, well, like, I don't care. Like, what is he going to do? Call me again and threaten me? Like, I'm not, he's full of shit. But this is how disgusting he is, you guys. He would always use Sam as like a get out of jail free card. And now he's doing, nope, this is how she must have felt before she let go. He's sick. He's sick.
Friend, a girl. she let go. This is how Sam must have felt. So Just Breezen's friend, this girl that she knew, died, killed herself. Ryan Moody knew that. And Ryan Moody used that to keep her by
No,
saying,
what's sick is this is his ex-fiance, and he's using her to keep me in contact with him. That's what makes it more disturbing, you guys. This is his ex that nobody else can talk about or ask questions, but he's using her to keep me on the phone. That's how sick it was.
nope, this is how Sam must have felt before she let go. Wow. You see how manipulative, you see how this man manipulates people? You see this? This is what he does. This is what he does. He pulls at their heartstrings, man. He's a sick man. As long as he can get what he gonna get out of you, he gonna use whatever tool you displayed to him.
First of all, rest in peace, Life by Jen, and hope you guys pray for her. Secondly, that loser garlic bread revealed his vile face and shows everybody how disgusting and nasty he is. And after he finished from Life by Jen, he starts to harass and bullying Foodie Beauty day over day. And this piece of shit, he think that he gonna win against her. Huh, you wish. And this what we gonna discuss in the next videos. Until then, see you later guys, and wait for me with more details about this moron. Have a lovely day.
Okay, well, we could have had a better narrator, but we got what we got. You said can't no obituary be found, not in Maryland, none in Delaware. That's interesting because that's like a big part of his identity, as like him feeling like he's such a victim. Like, I'm the one who made her do it. I'm the reason. But like he uses her in situations. Like, it's so gross. It's so gross to me. It's disgusting. He's a dangerous individual, you guys, just in more ways than one. Um, I don't know. It's just disgusting to see so many people thirsting after this guy, especially when you know what many of us know. And again, the whole story will eventually come out, but he's been accused of similar things of Natter. And you're in his comment section with your family's picture and everything. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? All because Yaba thirsted for a second? Like, do your research. Google Ryan Moody. Go look on Reddit. You'll find out a lot there. A lot there. I remember too, before I actually found out who Yo Mama was, like, Ryan would throw temper tantrums every time Yo Mama uploaded about him. Every time. And he would kind of threaten him in a way, like, without saying it, but he would always say things along the lines of, if I had a nice house, like, I wouldn't be talking about people like this. If I had a family like him, I wouldn't be talking. Like, it's almost like he intends on coming after him one day. I don't know. I don't know. Out, he doesn't have to worry about teeth. I read the comment about the dentures. I bet all these have 1,000 pics of Salah's wife. Probably. He has no shame to come back after all the lies and BS. No, he thought everybody would forget, but I am not going to let people forget. I have no feelings one way or the other towards him other than hatred, I guess you could say. I think he's a disgusting pig. I do. I think that's why he's Moody Pig in my phone. I think he's absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. And I won't let people forget who he is. And I'll keep reminding people, not because I care. Let's not get it twisted. People are going to say, oh, she still likes him. She still wants him. I think he is the most disgusting human to walk the face of the planet. When I think of the people I find vile, right? So Bali, who has people in her chat saying they're going to show up to my doorstep and who obsess over my child. Then there's Yo Mama. Then there's Jessica Messica. So those three, you can't get worse to me, right? Garlic bread is worse than all of them combined. Seriously, worse than all of them. The sexiest man alive with his little chicken legs. He has no shame to come back. He has none at all. At all, and people are still co-signing his content. It's because people will go with whatever certain members of the community say. So if they really like him, then everybody else is. But yeah, but I truly hope you did your research before promoting him, because stuff is going to come out, and I don't know that you should have just backed him up. The thing with GB is he uses a lot of words and a word salad to get you confused. And then by the time he gets to his point, you just think he's right because he said so much. The weigh-in thing that he did with the shadows and her leaning on something was absolute BS, but you fell for it because he showed pictures. But had you done your research, people who fell for that, there's no way Foodie's stubby little T-Rex arm is going to reach all the way to a shelf across the room to lean on it. Like, do actually think, you guys. Not you guys in here, but people who are thirsting after this, guys. Like, use your brains. Use your brains. Foodie has a short, stubby little arm. She cannot stretch Armstrong her way across the room to lean on something. Now, do I believe she's 366 pounds? Not really. Not really, but I don't think she was leaning on something in that aspect. Like maybe her belly was on top of the thing where I don't know. I don't know. But this guy is falling. She's 100% moving forward and healing from that. Yeah. It was one of the last steps, letting her know that she's not crazy to help her heal, in my opinion. Yeah. I needed to see everything laid out and I needed to find out things on my own. And I did. I did. And eventually I just stopped answering his calls because you guys, eventually I told myself if this guy was really going to hurt himself, he's not going to keep giving everybody all these warnings. That's just not how it works. It's just not. She is 366 pounds on the moon. Hey, Judy. So I was holding the food, but somebody was. Somebody was. Stomach on the scale display. I believe that. I believe that. But I don't believe her stretching her arm across the room and leaning on something. Barry said his wimpy arms can't hold that up. No, they can't. Does anybody have any questions? I guess like now is the time to ask if you have any questions on how things went down or what I know. I'm happy to share. She lost her battle with food addiction. Do you agree with your mama that he is responsible for Jen's death? I believe she died of complications due to her obesity, right? Or I don't think that he was responsible for it. I don't. I think I'm more disgusted on how he handled things. Like when you find out somebody isn't here anymore, you're not all like your first instinct isn't crap, I can't make videos anymore, right? I think that's the most disgusting part. Do I think that he was solely responsible for Jen's death? No. No. I don't. Did I not see any warning signs? I did. I did. There were things that he would say that just didn't add up at all. At all. And then by the time like I started it's hard to explain. I was in such a weird point in my life, but like to be very honest, this guy knew all the right things to say. So I'm thinking like this is my soulmate. Like I've been looking for this person my whole life and I needed to move out of my situation. So then I had already gotten to an Airbnb and by the time reality started hitting and I'm like things aren't making sense. Things aren't adding up. Um it, by the time I saw that, it was like too late and I was already in it. I was already in it, but it's crazy, you guys. Like during that time, I had prayed harder than I've ever prayed, other than when I was going through addiction. Seriously. And I kept saying, like, I need help. Like, I need this sign. I need an out. I can't keep going like this. He would make me feel insane, absolutely insane. Like, I would see things and he would tell me I wasn't seeing them. But anyways, I truly believe God ended up answering and I got this out and everything ended up coming out. But he would make me feel insane, like talk so much shit about Jessica Messica. And then he started getting weird around the same time he was talking so much shit about her. And weird things would happen where like I would see him in her chat. I would see him in her chat. And my best friend would see him there too. And then he had just pretended to fall asleep on the phone with me. That was the thing. I had to pay for Netflix for us to watch. He wouldn't pay for it. So that's another weird thing. When he talks about how he just wanted his money, like I had to send his mom presents all the time. And him stuff from like Amazon. Like they always wanted gifts. Oh, here's another thing too. People people found it very weird. I'm getting off track for a second. People found it very weird. I couldn't remember his mom's name for a card. I always called her Mama Moody. I always did. And I did know her name at one point, but you guys have to remember, I've had a stroke, I've had a brain injury, like names come and go for me sometimes. They just do. But I remember her boyfriend's name, Andy. Like I remember that. I remember his dad's name. I remember all that. But for some reason, I could not for the life of me remember her name on this card for her birthday that I was sending her. She really wanted Knott's Berry Farm jams because I was going there all the time and she really wanted to try it. So I had got her some strawberry and cherry and I forget, maybe another flavor. I picked them up and then I got her a birthday card. And that was like a whole weird thing. Oh, yeah. But back to the Jessica Muska thing. He would lie and say he was falling asleep on the phone. Every single night he wanted to watch a movie and fall asleep on the phone. And then weird things like I'd see him in chats of people he said he hated. And I thought it was weird, like you just said you were on the phone. I remember my friend was a mod in one of the chats he was in, or something happened to where they were able to click on his name and it was really him. And he tried to tell me too. I'm like, hey, why are you in so and so's chat? Like you hate them because they're rude to me. Like, what are you doing? Like you specifically talk so much shit about them and say they talk about me so like you wouldn't be caught dead in the chat. And then we'd click and see his name in there and he would say, oh no, that's not me. Everybody's making troll accounts of me now. And then one time I was like, we could click on the name and see it's you. He was like, I don't know. That's definitely not me. Somebody must be logged into my account. He was just so full of shit. How did the lead end up getting an Airbnb with your daughter? I'm not judging, but I would rather hear it from you. So, by the way, let's clear that up. He's never FaceTimed with my daughter. They never had like this close relationship that people think she knew of him. And she was happy for me in that aspect because she thought that I was happy. But as far as the Airbnb went, um, we were supposed to, me and my daughter were there. It was a very nice Airbnb, by the way. And yes, it was really $3,700. I can actually get a receipt from that. Still have it on my phone. We stayed in a place in Long Beach by the ocean, and we were there until I bought a house with his mom, and that was that. But he had never like FaceTimed with my daughter or anything like that. His mom, I guess, broke up with her boyfriend, or her boyfriend broke up with her. Which by the way, that whole thing was weird because they were always fighting. And Ryan would say that Andy just had a Mexican temper and his mom just needed to comply. But eventually I think it got to the point, yeah, he said a lot of weird things like that, like looking back where it's like, why? Um, anyways, but I guess they were having issues and his mom needed a house and that was going to be that. I don't know why when he's so obsessed with her, he would be fine with her living in California, but my plan was to never move to Maryland and his was never to like live out here. I was going to have a house with his mom and like he would visit. Had to go lurk mode for a bit, but I've been listening. Hey Sachi, I had no idea you went through so much, Breezy. Yeah, I did. There's still more than there's still more that will come out, but I went through a lot with this guy. Yeah. I knew there was drama and he was a bad dude, but I didn't know you had been so involved. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're free. Thank you so much. Thank you. He wouldn't let me tell people we were talking before. People would figure it out in the comment section and write like, oh, are there going to be little Gorlick knots coming? And he would like the comment, and so people would figure it out. But he wanted me to keep it under wraps because what did he say? Originally, we were supposed to be putting our money we got from our channels. His idea was he wanted to get an RV and travel the states, and we were going to vlog it. So he didn't want people to know we were a couple because he said they would consider that double dipping. Yep. So I remember we got to a point too where like I was putting money aside for this travel RV we were supposed to do, or trying to anyways, because he had me like sign up for all this stuff. Like he had me sign up for all these stocks. Like I didn't even understand stocks, but like he had me doing that, all these side things. Anyways, but we couldn't tell people because eventually we were going to have an RV vlogging channel, and that was going to be our coming out to the world that we were a couple. But if you guys knew that we were, you guys would consider that double dipping, and he didn't want to lose his subscribers. Yeah. Okay, it's your story. No one should push you to share everything. Thank you. I just think a lot of it, like everything else that I want to say, I need to go back and make sure I have the receipts. A lot of them are in my phone. saved. A lot of them are on Twitter, so I'm really hoping he reactivates, but if he doesn't, I still have receipts in my phone, and I have other ladies willing to share their story too and their receipts. I mean, he's told all of us the same thing, except for he did lie about things. He told one of the ladies his mom was in a wheelchair and required like full-time care. She, when I was talking to him, used to go on hikes on vacations. So I'm not sure if she's in a wheelchair or not. Not that that's funny, but this is the stuff he lies about. He told somebody specifically his mom was in a wheelchair and required care. Meanwhile, he's telling me, oh, she just went out. You know what? She took a vacation when we were talking too. She took a vacation and he to California and she was hiking. And he wanted me to go on like a dinner date to meet his mom. And I forget why that didn't happen. I forget why. Something happened to where did she get COVID while she was out here? Something happened where we couldn't meet up and COVID was involved somehow. Either Andy got COVID or she got COVID. But anyways, so is she in a wheelchair or is she hiking? Like, why do we lie about things like that? I couldn't even begin to think about lying and saying my mom was in a wheelchair. It's just not something you lie about. It's weird. Of course, Freedom Deep. I know, I need coffee too. His family sounds effing weird. They're all messed up like him. Apparently, his family has a very bad reputation where they live. That's all I know. Everybody hates his uncle and his dad, supposedly. So that tells me everything I need to know. Like in my city, my family's not hated. People know about us for like good reasons or we're like the nice neighbors. Do you know what I mean? If a whole city hates your family, it just makes you wonder what's really gone on. He also told me he can only date online and he can't date within his own state and city because he's known as a player and nobody will give him the time of day. So it tells me everything I need to know as far as him dating people online, like why he had to have 50 women at once, because I guess maybe eventually people would look on Reddit or do their research and find out about him. He needs to reactivate the old one so all the ladies can gather the evidence. I'm living for that day. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great. That was a storyline to one woman who has a handicapped parent. Yeah. Imagine lying to somebody because their parent has a handicap as an in with them. Oh, my mom's in a wheelchair too. Like, imagine doing that. It's just sick to me. And let me remind you guys again, this guy has also lied about cancer, like a bunch of different things. If you search on Reddit, stories will come up. But he said he's had all these problems, all these problems. Hey, Life of an Angel Ma, good to see you. Everyone's going to know about you, boy. Everybody. Everybody. I think I'm sick of like staying silent. I took the shit for so long because like I was hurting at first, like, not because of necessarily him, but it was the shit that he put me through, like the mental torture and how I got blamed for everything for some reason, how I got blamed for everything. It was a lot to take. It was a lot to take, but he's gonna go back to his old ways. People like him can only keep up like with the good act for so long. He's gonna start DMing 5 different women, get them involved in some F shit, and make them seem like the crazy ones. So I'm hoping one of those women that he's in your DMs right now, I hope you find my video and realize he's just going to tear your life apart. He is. He is. And then at the end, when he's fucked you over enough, he's going to make you seem like the bad guy and he's going to be the victim. He is. Don't fall for the nice voice, you guys, with him. Don't. He is the devil. Flat out. He is. He's a horrible, horrible person. No one endured more than Breezy, and I say that with my whole chest. Thank you, Hugh. Yeah, he did a lot of shit. He did a lot of shit. The rest will come out. The rest will come out. Is every man in his family promiscuous? From what it sounds like. From what it sounds like. He also has a cousin that he's, since he felt free to contact my sister and harass my sister who has a special needs son and doesn't need a grown toddler's bullshit. He also has a cousin he makes fun of and says she looks just like Foodie Beauty. He would go out to lunch with her and come back and call me on the phone. He's like, I had to tell her she's huge. She's getting too huge. And like, you're so mean to your family. Like, how about like, hey, are you okay health-wise? You want to start walking together? Like, if I had a family member who was having health problems like that, and I go to lunch with them or I see them often enough to hang out, I'd like encourage walking more. Hey, you want to go on a bike ride? You want to do this? Like my it's just me. He's just a horrible person. He sounds different on the phone than he does on the videos. Brazy is the same on offline. I have the same voice. I don't use a voice changer. I don't have fancy equipment to change my voice or make me sound a certain way. Like, this is just me. Can't say the same for him. Breezy has a Valley Girl voice. I do. I do, but I'm from the Valley, so the San Gabriel Valley. I mean, it's just me. It's just how I talk. This is Breezy's voice 24/7 at 3 a.m., at 10 p.m., and this isn't just put on. Nope, I am who I am. It's my voice. Karma is real, and karma comes at exactly the right time. And karma's coming. That's all I have to say. Karma's coming. Wow, sad. No wonder why he doesn't appear on camera. Well, and he uses videos from like 10, or not videos, pictures from like 10 years ago. I've seen recent pictures of him, and he does not look like the photos he sent all of us. So people need to stop catfishing that way. Like, you were going to stop talking to Christina because she catfished you. Stop using pictures from 10 years ago. Like, stop. Anyways, you guys, I just wanted to come on and react to that. And I'm hoping these videos help somebody else out there to not fall for the trap. He's not going to be your YouTube manager. He doesn't care about you. He has a woman for every need that he has. Like during the time I was important because a lot of people had liked my channel at that time, and I was pulling like 10K views on videos, and I was doing really, really well, and people liked me. So he got an in with me. So I'd shout out his channel and help him with his channel. And then as soon as I no longer served that purpose and he got what he wanted, he went on to other people. And that's what he'll do. He uses somebody for every need he has. Right now, everybody, well, there's women thirsting after him, but for the most part, all of us with a brain think he's a loser. So I don't know. He's going to be on to the next victim, whoever's most popular. I know right now he's trying to act like he cares about other reaction channels. I did hear that, that he's shouting them out and stuff like that. He's shouting you out because he's eventually going to use your content and steal your thoughts and your ideas. So just watch out for that. Just watch out for that. He's very calculated. He is. You're way out of his league, Brazy. Thank you so much. Thank you. I feel like every woman in this community is. Raise your standards. Don't fall for his BS. He doesn't look like that, really. He doesn't sound like that, really. I mean, he kind of sounds like it, but on his videos, you can tell he does something. He does a little something there. So, JM, go get him, girl. They actually are perfect for each other, but she might even be a little bit out of his league, just a little bit. Maybe it's a good thing you've become a victim because now you can expose him. I don't think it's a good thing I became a victim. I actually wish he never DM'd me. But I guess I went through this experience for a reason, and maybe it's to help somebody else out there. Because he takes what he wants, and then he'll try to destroy you when he's done with you. That's how he is. So I really hope I'm saving somebody else out there. Well, we know one thing, FFG will never be on his side, LMAO. I'm pretty sure she hates him too. She hates him for now, but like maybe he'll serve a purpose for her. I feel like certain people like flip-flop. So you never know. Hopefully she seems really smart. That I will say that for FFG, she seems smart. So hopefully she sees him for what he is. Hopefully. Probably makes his voice deeper. He just doesn't necessarily sound like that. That's what I can say. While it sounds very similar, his videos do sound very different. She didn't deserve any of that. If anything, she has her walls up so high, it's not fair for the next person to have to break them down because he's a dummy. My walls are up pretty high. That, and the second I thought like, maybe not everybody's out to get me. I had somebody pretend, and like luckily I saw all the red flags, you guys. I had somebody, I'm still convinced it's from JM's crew after I found out what she did trying to get info from Nal. There was somebody who was like really laying it on thick for like a month to me, like really laying it on. And I don't know, it just screamed red flags. Like it screamed like GB vibes. So I was smart enough to realize this is not real. But in general, like when people flirt with me, I usually am out. Like you could really ask like Hugh or anybody, like if anybody even starts to flirt with me, I'm out because I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. I just don't. From what I've seen on here, I mean, I trust my friends, but I'm talking about, like, as far as, like, males who try to contact me, like, I don't trust you. I just don't. I've been fucked over so many times just minding my own business. I just don't trust anybody. Is Boogie 144 wait, is he Boogie 1488's cousin? Who's Boogie? His name may or may not. No, I don't think we're gonna do that right now. Hold on. I'll tell you why later. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I just thought it was weird. Somebody like really laid it on thick for a month. But like I said, luckily I saw like all the red flags. I'm like, this is like a trap. This is a trap. If somebody approaches you saying all the right things and it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah, so it was FBI, Frank. Lindsay said, I'm the same. I hope I'm able to trust men again someday. I hope we are too. I hope so. But if I don't, I really hope it for you. But like if I don't, like I'm kind of okay with it. I don't know. I'm too old to date. I'm too old to deal with the BS. Like I'm tired. Like there's not enough caffeine in the world for it. I don't know. I feel like for the first time ever, I feel okay like if I didn't have somebody for the rest of my life and I was just living for me and my daughter and I was just living for what I want to do and when I want to do it, if that makes sense. I don't want to worry about a grown ass man. Like I just don't. FBI Frank confirmed, yeah. Actually it's Boogie 2988. He is a 500-pound neckbeard YouTuber with a svelte radio voice. I have no idea who that is. Huh. Is that Tipster? Let's see. Agreed. You need it. If they aren't willing to meet in person, then it's time to move on. Oh, that was a whole other thing with him too. I remember when we first started talking, like he was trying to get me to fly out every single weekend, and I wouldn't do that because I watched too much true crime. And I'm like, I'm gonna get there and be held captive or something. So at first, like I was opposed to it. I'm afraid of flying anyways. It didn't sound like a good idea. But finally I got to this point where I was like, okay, I'll suck it up. Like I've been talking to this guy 8 hours a day. Not really, but it seemed like forever. So anyway, so I went and got like a real ID. I got what else did I do? Got all my ducks in a row. And then he started telling me that flights had gone up to like $1,900 because of Biden. It was always Biden's fault. Like every time, and I'm like, oh, okay, did they go down? Like I'm an idiot for not checking, but like I don't fly. I was believing what he was telling me as far as like one way went. Um, and it was always, yeah, he was like, well, you could thank Biden for it. So it was wild. He should have flown to see you and set himself up in a hotel. Well, now I see he just used me to get his channel to where he wanted it. And then when I no longer served his purpose, I feel like he couldn't figure out how to get rid of me fast enough, which is weird. And then when everything came out, he all of a sudden loved me again and yada, yada, yada. Breezy is in her own little world as most of it. Yeah, I don't want it. I like what I have going on. I just do. I like having my own covers and not having to fight with covers for anybody. I like not having to share a pillow. I like Friday nights not leaving my house to go on a date if I don't want to leave my house to go on a date. I like my focus is on my daughter and, YouTube and Twitch when I have time, but like I can't really see myself adding another person into the mix. It just sounds like too much trouble and I don't trust anybody. Yeah, he was telling me they were like 1,900 and it was always, you could thank Biden for that. Yeah, thanks to Biden. In her comfort zone, he's a self-serving baby built mama loving peep. Hope he starts losing subscribers. There's a lot of thirsty people out there though. So like I don't know if he'll ever fully lose his subscribers, but I hope people's eyes are open now. There's no way I would be able to know any of this. So hopefully you believe me. I'm not sure on his main channel if he's still pushing those supplements, but really do your research. I know he had a bunch of his supplements that did contain GABA, which he would measure out every night. And he was worried that they were going to stop making it or including it in things. So he had his little stash. But like really, if he has to measure it out and freak out every single night because he's worried that he's going to stop breathing from taking it, you might not want to take those supplements. And I don't watch him anymore, but like I hope he's not calling Foodie BB out on that unicity because he's no better with what he was pushing to his audience, which are mainly young people over there. On the Ryan Moody channel, it's like a bunch of young people into gaming. I'm sure there's some adults, I'm sure, but it's like younger subscribers, and he's pushing these supplements. It's just not very smart. It's gonna come back and bite him in the ass one day. Thank you, Freedom Deep. Time with your daughter and family, and perhaps when you are ready, a sweet guy will come around. And yes, thank you. But like, and if he doesn't, though, I'm okay too. I'm okay too. Like, truly, you don't need a man these days. Like, no offense, Joe. Truly, you don't. Like, there's these websites you can visit. There's even like, you don't need a man. You don't need one. So the only time I wish I had one is when I don't want to haul my big ol' ass trash cans from the back to the front. Yeah, that's the only time I'm like, man, I really wish I didn't have to do this. Like, this would be a great time to have a significant other, but I do it. It's crazy. I've learned how to mow lawns. I've learned how to use the weed whacker. Like, I could truly do it all. I could truly do it all. So I really don't need one. I'm fine with it not happening. Maybe the right time to date for me would be when I'm 70 and like everybody's tired of the bullshit and nobody wants to play games. I feel like that's a great time. And then I could join like a little tea club and I'll have a great time. I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'll be dating anytime soon, to be honest. I just don't see it happening. I don't. Even when I'm out in public and like if a nice looking young lad, my age, tries to like spark up a conversation, I shut that shit down and I seem like the Grinch. It's just like, ew, no, thank you. Like, I don't know, save it for somebody else. You probably are really married and scamming 20 different people while living in your mom's basement. Like, no, thank you. That's just how I assume everybody these days. Yes, Stephanie, when I need to live stuff, those trash cans are like, I can't stand doing that. It's only once a week, but they're a pain in the ass to haul from the backyard to the front. They just are. I always end up giving myself a flat tire in some way or another. I'm not like the biggest shoe person. You guys know that. I'm like Miss Hippie Child, but like I always give myself a flat tire with those trash cans or run over a toe. I just don't enjoy them. I just don't. Really? Joe said Boston Robotics is working on a fully functional mill robot. Wow. Wow. Will he get me coffee first thing in the morning? That's my question. Lindsay said STDs run rampant in nursing homes. The oldies are definitely still getting it on. Good for them. Good for them. I mean, not getting STDs, that's not like that sucks, but like good for them. Dating these days is hard. I'd rather be left alone. Same, Danny. I'd rather be left alone. That part right there. And it is too hard. It's just too hard. Anybody can lie about anything. And when you're first dating somebody, you meet what I call the representative. You're not meeting the real person. You're meeting the person who has the best manners and would never disrespect a woman and would never, you know what I mean? And they love their mom and they love to go for long walks on the beach with their puppies. Like, do you know what I mean? That's who you're meeting. And then later on down the road, you find out they're living in their mom's basement, playing 20 people and betting on shoes of grown other men all day. That's what you find out. That's what you find out. That part was always so weird to me too. I had to set alarms on my phone for auctions because like he was always on top of the Orioles auctions and he always wanted to get so and so's shoes so he can wear them. Like I always thought that was weird. Freedom Deep said April, she and Sam are feuding with Hillbilly Belinda. It was over a benefit stream that Belinda had for Yaba's kids, and maybe some disagreements over an interview Belinda did. Oh, that's a whole thing in itself. I've been watching all that. So I'm still confused. Neg's friend was okay to talk to and bring into the community as long as Yaba and Sam did it. But because Belinda got an interview later, now all of a sudden everybody's stupid and an idiot and yada, yada, yada. I'm so confused on that. And then the GoFundMe, they didn't appear, I'll choose my wordings carefully, they didn't appear to have a problem with it until now. Like, none of it makes sense to me. And then all these people, by the way, I thank God for Twitter. There's a few, they're not all these people. There's 3 people I could think specifically where if you go into the Bodega's live stream, it doesn't matter if you don't like them or not. If you're seen in there, you get banned from the community. I know for me specifically, people have made up a rumor that I was talking to Negs. So let's clear that up really fast. Negs had Foodie Beauty on a panel, and I was new to YouTube, and I didn't understand. Like, I didn't know that people could just rip clips from each other and it doesn't matter. Like, you should give credit. You should. But in my head, I was like, I really want to cover most of this panel. So I'm going to reach out to Negs and make sure it's okay. Again, I'm new to YouTube. Don't know who's fighting with who really at all. I just want to talk about Foodie Beauty. She's on a panel. So I reach out. And then Negs ended up being a complete asshole to me. Like, blocked me, was so offended, said I was taking his views or something. And that was that. There was no me being chummy with him, nothing. Like, he was really, really rude to me for wanting to cover a clip. And he was mad that I put it up on my channel. I can't remember if I deleted it or not. Anyways, but there's people like, if you were ever friends with Negs, like the rumor about me is I was somehow chummy with him because I asked to use a clip. But there was literal people like certain creators that were friends with him. It's so odd to me. None of it makes sense. Breezy knows more about this than I. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. How it looks, and I can be completely wrong, is it was okay for this guy to be in the community as long as certain people got to be the first to talk about it and the first to cover it. And they seem like they only wanted to be the main people covering it. But like and I don't know this Belinda person, by the way. Like, I don't know her from whoever. Um, I think I follow her now on Twitter because I want to see how things happen. I'm nosy. But like, I don't know Belinda from I just don't. I've never watched her content really. I watched her recent video she put out on everything. But anyways, how it appears to me is it's okay for Zeeth, is that his name, to be in the community and for people to ask questions and to cover him. But like, it's not okay if anybody else covers it. Then all of a sudden we're all bad people. That's how it looks to me. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. Girl World is like Mean Girls sometimes. It's a messy fight, yeah. From what I understand, they were good friends, and I hope they could be friends after. I hope things get cleared up. Somehow I know Owl's now in this. Um, all I know about Owl is she's very pretty. She's very pretty. I've watched like maybe 10 strings of hers, but I don't really know. Now I guess they're fighting with her, and now FFG's fight. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's on the outside looking in, it just seems ridiculous, but like, I hope they all figure it out. It sucks to be fighting with people. It sucks to lose friends. So hopefully they all figure it out. It's pronounced like Zeth. Okay, Zeth. The fight with Belinda proved to me how nasty Gigi is. Oh, that guy's still around. Freya said, no, Sam is just saying that Zeth is not a good guy because he's been friends with Ron for 20 years and Ron is garbage. Got it. But then there were people that were friends with Negs who are now fighting with. Weren't they friends with Negs too? They were friends with Negs too. So I mean, why did they get a free pass? This isn't me trying to start shit. I'm really truly trying to understand. Hugh said Breezy can co-sign with me on this. When I'm done, I'm whole done. Yeah, you are. I walk away and don't watch. I don't interact. I'm all set. They got mad at me for no reason, so I pieced out and canceled the membership. Yeah, that thing that happened with Hugh was so stupid. So Hurl was gonna be on a panel. She was supposed to be. Now at this point, I can't even remember if she actually was. But or she was going to be on a panel, or they were going to be talking about something that had involved Hurl and something else. So a few of us just went to go support Hurl. It was nothing more than that. And Hugh, I think, typed two things. She didn't even know whose chat she was in. She and people are trying to twist it. Whoever sent you the link aren't your friends. No, we're just adults and we don't think about if we send a link, if whoever is going to be mad about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody should be able to check out a stream if they want to. So she was sent a stream. Hey, this might be interesting. Come stop by. Shows up, writes two things, passes the F out, didn't even realize who, like, she still doesn't even know who the bodega is. But then she got kicked out. Well, they tried to kick her out. I guess Yab and Sam got mad and they were really rude to her and tried to kick her out of the community. And she was like, hold on, I'm an adult. I'm just going to leave. Like, this is stupid. But the next day after all this happened, by the way, everybody knows that Garlic Bread tried to play Hugh. The next day after they kick Hugh out for being in a bodega stream that she didn't even know she was in, the next day they are singing Garlic Bread's praises. Oh, he's not so bad. He needs to be here. Did you see his video? Oh, he killed it. Like the next day, so that just shows you like how petty things can be over here. You're mad at somebody because they were in a bodega stream. So the next day, you're all of a sudden a garlic bread fan. It's just wild to me. It's just wild to me. Oh, I heard Kaya's deleting comments. Oh, I have something to say on Kaya. If my stomach growls, by the way, sorry. I'm gonna eat eventually. I'm gonna eat probably after this stream, get some coffee. I really feel like a pumpkin bread, like a piece of pumpkin bread from Starbucks. That sounds like heaven. Okay, so Kaya, it's so weird because I didn't understand what was going on with Kaya until I found out that she had been like really close with garlic bread. Like they were talking a lot, like when all the women got outed. I know she was one of the people talking to him. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if it was romantic. I don't know what, because like we ended up finding out she has a piece of shit boyfriend. So Kaya, when I first came into this community, she reacted to all my videos every time late at night. If I ever wanted to pop into a stream, because at that time everybody was shouting out Kaya, oh, you need to stop by. Kaya covers you. Kaya covers you. So I would stop by and then like it was always me. I remember one time even writing in her chat, like, I want to check out your content, but it's hard to like sit through my own voice because it was. But she covered all of my content, all of my reactions to foodie, she was covering. One day she started talking shit about me, like something had switched. And she was talking shit about me. And then she sounded like a crazy woman because she was like, oh, and somebody with a really nice voice that you all love is coming for me. And if you want to play, I'll play. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm not coming for this chick. Lo and behold, we find out Garlic Bread is telling Jessica Messica somebody named like Spoonie is really me, and telling Jessica, like, I'm pretending to be other people to get close with her. I don't want to be even an inch near her. Thank you. Let alone try and get close to her. So, anyways, Kaya switched, and now knowing what I know, I think Garlic Bread was telling her, oh, Breezy's coming for you. Breezy's coming for you. Because it was weird. She went from covering me all the time to suddenly she doesn't like me, and I'm supposedly coming for her. Do you want to know? And then she said I talked shit about her. Do you want to know what was said? Garlic Bread let me know when Kaya had fainted on a live stream or something. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. So I guess she had fainted or passed out. She wasn't doing well. And he had told me, well, you know, she's in recovery. I hope she didn't relapse, something along the lines of that. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sucks if that happened. Like, I hope she's okay. But somehow that means I talked shit about her. Somehow he's the one that implied she's in recovery and she passed out. That wasn't me. I just said, hopefully she's okay. Sucks to relapse. That's all, you know. And I'm, hey, Carrie. And I was going based off what he said. He said, why did I just get a Discord request from a Spoonie? That's so weird. So I'm not really sure who Spoonie is. I know they've been in our chats like a long time ago. They haven't been in forever. And I know they were buying Jessica Messica like a ring light. I would not buy Jessica Messica a pad, let alone a ring light. So definitely not me. But I found that really weird that he was telling her, oh, that's Breezy. No, thank you. It wasn't me. Good to see you, Carrie. After Christmas, let's make that collab happen. I would love to come on and you talk to me like I'm 5 and tell me all the stuff going on with Shani and Rev. I would love to catch up. And I think we might have something else to discuss. I think we might, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Freedom Deep. I think they definitely got in real life, but I don't know why Ron and DC's channels were yeeted from YouTube or anything. I haven't gone back for that. I don't know why Negs was yeeted. I only know why DC was because when I first came to YouTube, I found DC's channel and I used to watch it. I found her very intelligent. I liked how she could explain things and give me a clear picture. I feel like with my unmedicated ADHD, like I need people to explain things to me. I don't know how else to say that. And then I will try and absorb it for the 2 seconds that I can actually pay attention. But I really liked how she laid things out, and sometimes her topics were interesting. I stopped watching her though. But yeah, so I used to watch her channel, and then I know she got with Negs, and I know on a stream he was playing something in the background on her channel that isn't allowed on YouTube, and that's why her channel got deleted. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Shani for Christ, aka Squirter for Christ. What the hell? Freya said DC seems smart and Negs does not. I think DC is very smart. I don't really know what's going on with her now. I think she's mainly made her content like about politics, and I don't watch politics. It's not my cup of tea. Like any stories I hear going on in the world, like I absorb into my heart and I feel so bad. And then I'll stay up all night thinking about whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I am not a politics kind of a gal. I avoid the conversation. If I walk into a room and you were talking about Biden or Trump or whatever, like, I'm more than likely to run out of the room, not walk, not walk. I will run. I just avoid all the conversations like that. Yeah, that's what it was, Freedom Deep. It was Prawn playing on Ron's TV in the background during a DC interview she was having. And wasn't the person she was interviewing, didn't she used to be a Prawn star? Something along the lines of that. So he was playing it in the background. I don't think he thought of it. I don't think it was like, oh, let me get DC's channel banned. I think it was just like a stupid mistake, but I don't know. I don't know enough about Ron. I don't. Um, I don't. There's certain people, their energy make me nervous because it's like chaotic. Peetz is one of those people. I can't sit through a Peetz stream because you never know when he's going to start screaming at you. It's very up and down. Like I don't like that kind of stuff. Like it's just I don't like that kind of energy. A lot of people love watching FFG. I don't enjoy the chaotic energy. I think she's really good at what she does, and it's probably really fun for a lot of people, but like I don't enjoy that, if that makes sense. Like energy is just huge to me. No matter how awful or ridiculous anything said or done online, once it comes to the point of turning off net doesn't end the problem, then it's wrong. Oh, Joe said it was an 80s Prawn Star. Okay, yeah. So I guess maybe they thought they were doing like a little tribute to her in the background. I don't know. I just know that wasn't allowed on YouTube. That's all I know. Hugh said she makes fun of all her friends looking back. Nope, that's not my circle. Thank God. Are you talking about JM? Stella said, I can't listen to FFG scream at me for hours. Yeah, I don't enjoy that kind of content. But like I said, I think she's good at what she does. I think there's definitely an audience for that. People like to be entertained, right? I can't stand Yo Mama. I can't stand, but I get there's people who are entertained by the constant horns going on and the all of that. Like it just makes me anxious. Like I like to chill. I like just hearing conversations. I don't know how else to describe it other than I don't enjoy yelling and I don't enjoy a horn being blown in my ear every 2 seconds. Stresses me out. Hurl, you should go back and rewatch. This was a stream to remember. Marin said FFG is funny, but her streams are way long. She can be funny from what I've heard. Like, I mean, she's hilarious if she doesn't hate you, then she makes your life hell. But um, I'm sure there's an audience for it. That's what I'm saying. There's an audience. There's also an audience for people who don't enjoy like chaotic energy and just want to like chill and watch what they watch without being screamed at, you know? There's an audience. I don't like the sensory overload of some channels. Freya, I think that's me. Maybe that's the best word, sensory overload. Because yeah, my brain cannot take it. It just can't. My brain, my heart, like I don't know. I just meant that none of the arguments should have ever affected offline life. I agree with that. If things are affecting you in real life, you should probably reevaluate your situation. Here's the responsibility I will take. Never, for one thing, I was feeling so low at that time and going through my own stuff. I had no business even entertaining a relationship. Do you know what I mean? I had no business. I was stupid and I was weak and I fell for something that now looking back, I would never fall for these days, ever. I love myself today. I'm confident today. Um, and I love myself to not settle for less than I deserve. I love myself enough to not put up with lies, mental torture, BS. And, but I was weak then. I was very weak. And I think it was almost like a predator finding their prey. I was so vulnerable. I was the perfect person for anybody to screw over, basically. So my accountability is I was an idiot. I fell for something I should have never fallen for. And if you are ever at a point in your life where you're feeling weak, it's probably not the best time to entertain a relationship. It just probably isn't. My stomach is growling so loud, you guys. So the gens are here. Yes. Yes, hers and hers towels are on the way. You should have it by Christmas. Anyways, bad people recognize vulnerable people, though. It's so true. It's so true. I basically should have had a tattoo across my forehead. Like, I will fall for any shit. I should have had that tattooed across my forehead. So that's my accountability. I was an idiot. I fell for something that I shouldn't have. I know better now. I know better, and I know I deserve better. And so do you. So do you. That happened to my sister after her fiance broke up with her. She was vulnerable and someone pounced. It's just there's certain people who look for women like that. There are. And we just have to know better and educate others. Educate others. I fully believe, I hate saying this about people like, oh, they're a narcissist, because I feel like it gets thrown around so much. But he is one. He is. And I remember one time when he was being absolutely nasty about something so ridiculous. There was this time, I guess whenever the Madden stuff starts or a new game gets released, it's supposed to be really stressful for Madden players. And I remember he had told me in advance that most women break up with him during this time and can't deal with him. And he had told me that I was going to hate him. Anyways, there was something absolutely ridiculous he got mad at me for, and he was absolutely berating me, being disgusting, doing this weird thing where he wouldn't talk to me for 3 days just to after 3 days talk to me and be evil again and then go like 3 days more. It was just a hard time. Um, I told him, I was like, "Have you ever been diagnosed as a narcissist?" And I was like, "I think you're one. Like, this is so weird. Like, this is totally not something to be mad at me for or like even be an issue. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, are you a narcissist?" And he told me like he basically was. I don't know if he's been diagnosed. I don't think so. He's not one of those people to go talk to somebody, like, he doesn't believe in that. But um, I think he's a narcissist. I do. I think he uses people for a purpose and then makes their life hell once he's done with them. He is a loser. He is. So I probably thought Foodie was that one. Probably. Because I don't ever think you are stupid for falling for it, though. Natural to look for comfort, and good people automatically think that everyone is as good as they are. Thank you, Kez. That was really sweet. That was really sweet. I was an idiot, but I'm not the problem. I see that, Hugh. I see that. Anyways, I'm gonna go for now. I need to eat something or my stomach's gonna keep roaring like a dang bear. But if Foodie Beauty uploads anything, we will be back later. I'm gonna eat something. I need to go run an errand with my sister or two. And look for me. It's 11 a.m. for me right now, so probably this afternoon for me, which will probably be the evening for you. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening to me and for being so kind and respectful. It means the world to me. This was something really hard I went through. I'm stronger now. It doesn't hurt anymore, but I feel safe telling my story to you guys. So thank you so much. You guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you are, and I will see you later today. All right. Bye, you guys. Thanks again.